Envoy, and today I'm taking a look at Beast Wars again, core class Rattrap, or Rattle if you prefer the Japanese name. This is Takara's fancy repaint of the Kingdom core class figure that came in a versus pack with, I believe, Pterosaur. Thank you to Duda for donating this for review, greatly appreciated. And right off the bat, just looking at this figure, we can see the beautiful Takara paint job coming through. Look at that silver paint, right? Extra paint details, this bronzish orange, like, you know, the flesh tone for the feet. Very, very, very well done. You can even get in on that a little more detail here. Head sculpt is pretty good. Nice little grin for Rattrap. Silver paint on top of the head. Looks fantastic for his brain ass region. This silver paint here, more silver paint. This bronzish orange, pink for the ears. Right, pink for the ears, whiskers, the black for the eyes, the flesh tone for the toes. I mean, there's for the feet, really, again, more of it here. So the paint is done really well. The gray plastic looks nice and premium and glossy. And you can even see here these absolutely minuscule, nearly perfectly applied Maxima logos on his forearms. So from a presentation and paint standpoint, this is done fantastically well. Big shout out to Takara for this one. Now let's zoom back out. And honestly, I've got to say the proportions as well are pretty good here. The only thing that gets me immediately is I think his forearms are a bit long. They seem a bit like elongated for some reason. I'm not really sure why. I think it's because of this like bump at the wrist right here. Like this little section here feels like out of place. I know it's accurate, but it just feels like a bit too big. But yeah, overall, I am very impressed. And like usual Beast Wars, I mean, there is some shell forming going on, but I think the backpack here cleans up really well. Fantastic weapon storage. You can pop that out, just tabs in using this tab right here, going into that slot. And it goes right into the 3mm port of his hand. He can hold his gun. That's pretty much it for accessories as well. But yeah, really, really nice having robot mode weapon storage that works really well. So just getting into articulation, the head is on a swivel, so it can do like 90 degrees each way. You just kind of have to like click it past to get the full 90 degrees. These shoulders are a bit strange. So the shoulders are actually on ball joints that are attached to the back of his backpack here, which means the ball joint can only go forwards. So it can go forward 90 degrees. It can go out to the side 90 degrees. It can go around, up another 90 degrees, and it can wiggle side to side. This also wiggles here on this hinge right there, which is what keeps the shoulders up. There's a click, so it kind of locks into place at this position, but it can wiggle here, so if you want to have them down. They can also pop them all the way down for transformation. I believe the original version of this mold did not have the click, so the arms would just come down, but on this they just kind of wiggle in place, which is good. I mean, they give you extra posing options. Ball jointed elbow functions as a 90-degree elbow and as a fully universal bicep swivel. Nothing at the wrist, understandable. No waist swivel due to the transformation, also kind of understandable. You have ball jointed hips that get you all the way out for a full 180-degree spread, so tail peeking out. Then you can get almost 90 degrees up. If you start curving, you can easily get 90 degrees up, and then push it even further, right, as long as you keep the angle extending outwards. Knees are just ball joints that get you 90 degrees and serve as a full thigh swivel. There's a transformation ball joint in the back of his calf. That can get you a double jointed knee bend, even though it's ugly. It's mostly for transformation though, so it's a fun bonus feature. Really wish this clicked into place. I had to put a lot of polyurethane to tighten up this second ball joint, so this would like stay put. And the ankles are on ball joints. They get you a pretty solid amount of range. They are quite tight though. So articulation is great for a core class. I mean, you basically got everything on par with a deluxe, except for the lack of waist swivel. The shoulders are weird, but I've had no issue posing with them. They're just a little bit of a learning curve, and you can pretty much replicate any pose you would usually expect out of a like deluxe class transformer, for example. And yeah, I think the visuals are great. For some I guess we're doing size comparisons now because there are really no accessories to speak of. So here he is, starting off with a deluxe class. That's Bone Shaker. Another core. Here's Bomb Burst. So fairly regular core size. And then let me move the lot over actually. Let's put next to him the original Beast Wars Basics Razor Beast. This mold is very similar design and size wise to the original Beast Wars Rattrap toy, so you can kind of see like the difference over the years. And then Basics Snapper, which is just another Basics Beast Wars toy. And you know, I think this thing, you know, is scaled pretty well. I mean, the size definitely feels nostalgic. So very impressive. I'm going to get him transformed and then we'll take a look at his rat alternate mode. But before I do that, really quickly before I forget, our objective size comparison. And he stands, I would say, just under 3 inches. Yeah, he's a short little guy. So I will get him transformed and I'll see you then. I decided I wanted to do the transformation on camera, so let's get started. First thing you want to do is you want to turn his head 360 degrees around, and again there's like a ratcheting mechanism inside, soft ratchet, so it is a little whatever. Remove the pistol and put it to the side. You're going to want to unclip the backpack really easily, fold the tail down. You can start folding the rear of the rodent mode into shape, rat, you know. You're going to want to pull these down on this hinge and then rotate these 360 degrees, and they're going to tab into these tabs right there. And that's that. You want to orient the arm so that the fist is facing down. There you go, like so. And just repeat that process on the other side. I really wanted to film this because despite the limited parts count, this is a pretty engaging transformation. Like, it's not groundbreaking or anything. It's just fun, and it's pretty rewarding, I would say. This is probably the only annoying part on camera because it's a little bit challenging to line up these tabs, but once you get it, they go in nice and easy. And then at this point, you're going to want to take the torso, and it's kind of like on this double clicking hinge mechanism on the inside, and it's just going to come up. We're going to start folding the rat head into place, which is also ratcheted, right? And then we're just going to do that, line this up. This should be at an angle right now. We're going to fold in the sides of the rat mode, and like so, these are going to remain right there. Now we want to take our legs, we want to slide these thigh pieces into this tab right here. Then take our, this is where it gets funky, right? So we have our main knee joint, and then we're going to use our second knee joint to our advantage. So we're actually going to turn this like that. So I know it looks kind of weird, but you basically like break his calf in half. It's really cool. Rotate the foot and repeat the same process on the other side. So fold out and then rotate this on 2 axes, or 3 axes to be honest. And then like that. And now for the final touch, this is like the only part. You just want to line these up. So you just want to bring this down. There's a whole bunch of things that need to line up right here. And you're going to want to, and again, bear with me, right? This is actually really fun and super easy, but on camera, I am looking through the camera. So it's a little bit awkward to get my, that's why I don't film reviews. I don't film transformations really. But yeah, so there we go. So here we have him in his rat alternate mode. The transformation is super fun. It's super engaging. Like, it's simple, but it's also like, quote unquote, like, I don't know, like it's both simple, but it also does enough where like it's not boring. Like, I don't get bored of this transformation. I've done it a lot since then, and the end result is like truly actually good, right? Let me orient my camera down, right? That is a pretty good rat mode. Honestly, like, I don't think it's very bad at all. Sure, like the thighs are right there and his head is right there, but from the top it cleans up really well. The hands do kind of peek out from the rear, but they're not very noticeable unless you go looking for them. The tail can wiggle. Articulation is pretty much non-existent. These can kind of wiggle in place and You can orient the ankles how you want, but for the most part, it's static. I think it looks really good. Also, the Takara paint, like on those whiskers and the eyes and this general like glossy feel of this gray plastic or painted gray, just really elevates this figure. Really looks good in this mode, I would say. And then for weapon storage, you can take back that same pistol. There's another tab right here, and it just goes into this slot on his right there. This is one of the parts which doesn't work so well for me. I find that the tab is just ever slightly too thick, so it doesn't want to tab in that well. And also it doesn't look great, which is a shame because the robot mode storage is literally perfect, and this is just kind of stupid. I'm gonna take that off. And just for the sake of like comparison, here is again Basics Razor Beast, who's a very, very similar figure to the original Rattrap toy. And just to show you how far we've come, or maybe, I don't know, it depends. Whoops. Just to show you like the difference in approach. For this guy, you just simply do that, and then the entire thing is on an auto-transforming spring mechanism, right? And then, bada bing, you know, just tuck these legs in there, right? And then fold the legs down. Did you ask for this in this review? Probably not, but I just wanted to show off, like, that's it, right? So anyways, just wanted a fun comparison between that and a classic Beast Wars basic to show, I guess, the difference in priorities as toys with the auto transformation versus the modern era. So I guess going into final thoughts, definitely enjoy this guy. Like the title of the video suggests, I do think it's probably a front runner for the best core class mold. I have handled core class Soundwave, who was probably my pick before I handled this guy. Is it being slightly biased by the really, really good Takara paint job? Sure. I agree that the solo release doesn't have this, and even the Netflix pack release doesn't have this, but the current, I think, Maximal 7-pack coming out soon will have this paint job. But yes, the paint job definitely is unfair to compare to other cores, but I think the mold itself just does more. The transformation is more engaging to me than Soundwave's, and I really like it. It really does click, but Soundwave is fantastic as well. Definitely impressive what they were able to do with such a limited parts count, and how the transformation, again, achieves so much, gives you a pretty solid rat mode, which, while it's a brick, is a really good rat and has a little bit of compromises here and there, but for the most part really works for me. And the robot mode is just great. You know, it has some little quirks here and there, but once you get around them, it's super expressive. It feels like the character. He feels like he's come to life in the palm of your hand. Definitely a fantastic fiddle figure, and the Takara paint elevates it into like genuinely great display piece territory. Again, insane, right? Definitely a must get, I think, if you're a Beast Wars fan. Like, even if you're not like, oh, like I need like a better Rattrap or whatever, like I need a bigger one, or I need a masterpiece or whatever, I think if you just like Beast Wars, you should probably own a copy of this mold as like a fiddle figure. It's just fun. Like, there's nothing else to say about it. Definitely my pick for best core ever, up there, tied probably with Soundwave. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, guys. Thank you to Duda for the making this review possible, and definitely looking forward to more videos in the future. I think it's finally time for me to talk about Bomb Burst and expand my retinue of core class reviews to 2 figures, and that'll be it. Anyways, Souls Convoy, peace out.